Welcome to this Arcturian transmission for a new Earth. Please come into a place where you can open and soften your body and focus on the message which will be imparted. We come as emissaries of the Galactic Federation. We appreciate your cooperation in allowing us to transmit much of the information that will assist those who are listening as they ascend and expand into a higher density. We will give this message and an additional message in light language. The first thing we would like to discuss are star transmissions, which are currently being beamed through the universe and aimed at the planet Earth in order to assist with ascension. These transmissions may only be received through your free will, but we do encourage you to gaze at the stars, to receive from the stars, and whenever you feel inclined to do so, to come into a space where their messages may be fully integrated into your body, for they are definitely vibrations and wavelengths which will assist your DNA as it ascends to a higher density. Many of the transmissions are not necessarily coming from the planet star itself, but from beings on that planet who have very high-tech instruments which allow them to send messages from very far away. They are part of the Galactic Federation, and they have agreed to assist this planet and those residing on it at this very crucial point of transition. We do wish to remind you that the Earth will be splitting into different densities. There will still be a lower density planet, Earth, on one timeline, and a higher density planet Earth on another. There are still those atoms and molecules which wish to experience the lower density. And there is no judgment in that. There is no negative consequence to that. It is simply an experience, as we have told you before. But if you feel that the cells of your body, the molecules of which you are made, and your soul energy wish to rise to a higher density at this time, then we encourage you to continue listening to the transmissions which we give through this particular channel and through other channels, as well as any other information and activations to which you are drawn and which are now very prevalent and very coming in very copious amounts onto your internet and social media. We wish to draw your attention now to different kinds of music that can also be activating to you and beneficial to you. The channel was listening to a musical group which is known by the name of Pink Floyd, which existed in an earlier time of this planet. And we did transmit through that particular group. Some of their songs and messages came directly from us. Different portions. As you listen to some of their music, you may note the Arcturian feel if you're familiar with our transmissions or our light language. There were many musicians at that same time period who began to receive messages that we were transmitting, and of their own free will incorporated those messages, those tones, those wavelengths into their music. This has just increased over time, and there are now currently many musicians, many different types of music which incorporate activations that will upgrade you. In a moment, we will share with this channel light language that she will form into a transmission and an activation and publish as well. We ask you to pay attention to that which resonates with you, to that which you are drawn with, and heed to the call. Any kind of input that you take into your body at this time will either assist or detract from the transition into a higher density. This includes food, this includes music, this includes your viewing. We wish to draw your attention to the particular images which this channel uses in her videos. These images are not chosen by chance. They are very intentional and can also provide activation visually. By the same token, many of you may be viewing lower density images, which, while they provide a certain experience for you, may not align with your intention to move to a higher density. So you may have come to a time where you need to edit not only that which you view through different devices, but also that which you surround yourself with. The decor in your home, the layout of your furniture, the artwork on your walls. If and when done with intention, and with the intention of increasing your density, this transition will become much more rapid for you. Again, we offer a warning, and the warning is this: those who are shifting into a higher density and still able to see and communicate and interact with those of a lower density may allow their ego to tell them that they are better, to tell them that they are worth more because they are higher density. And we remind you that that is false. And we honor whichever path you human beings choose individually. You will find yourself, however, as you seek to become higher density matter, now congregating with those of similar density, gathering once the effects of this great reset, this pandemic, have dissipated with regards to gathering, with regards to coming together for conferences, you will notice that you will be drawn to different kinds of gatherings and conferences of people who are at a similar density to you. And you will be drawn away from similar gatherings, concerts, or conferences of people who are not seeking the same density you are. This is simply the law of attraction, many of you know. But we ask you to become aware and alert to the choices which you make, for your lizard brain, as you call it, may be in the habit of doing what you've always done. But after this great reset, you will notice your habits begin to change. And you slowly will start feeling uncomfortable doing what you've always done. You will slowly begin to shift away from those patterns upon which you were previously built. For your day, your life is built upon patterns. And when you are aware, you are able to override that lizard brain, which you are transitioning out of. You are transitioning into a higher density brain. The access you have to your brain will increase. For as you know, human beings, due to some interbreeding and some genetic manipulation, were shifted into a much lower density than that which they originally came with onto this planet. This channel has spoken of some of these things in her past transmissions. We invite you to look that information up and also seek out authors and other channels who are writing regarding, and the higher density beings which existed here. These are not the Neanderthals, these are not the Cro-Magnon, these are not the cave people. These are people whose remains have yet to be fully discovered, although many channels have given information about who they were. They were before the Atlanteans, before the Lemurians. And they did exist at a higher density on this planet. By choice and by influence of outside forces, this planet collective chose to dive into a lower density experience for many eons. And it has been studied. The trajectory of the DNA on this planet has been studied quite in depth and is a very fascinating subject to many interdimensional beings, including us. Another message we bring from the Galactic Federation is to invite you to open your eyes and ears to messages they will bring through, and things that you will hear with the gift of clairaudience, which is not necessarily a special gift. It is a thing that all people possess the ability to do. But you will begin to receive messages for your own personal activation, messages that will not come through a channel outside of you, but that you will be made into a receptive point as you begin to work on focusing in on those energies from the Galactic Federation. We have sent out a beacon energetically so that those who are aligned with what we do and who are aligned with Source will listen to this particular recording and will receive this message. We intend to bring forth on this planet, with your cooperation, a great era of peace, a great era of grace, a great era of innocence, a great era of cooperation, a great era of communication with interdimensional beings at a level your planet has never known before. You may have seen in the news people coming forth with stories about what you call UFOs. While in the past we have cloaked much of our aircraft when possible in order to avoid the craft being identified and negatively impacting this planet, we are now purposefully revealing ourselves in different ways to usually individuals that can send messages back to governments who, as you know, control much of the information on this planet on the 3D. You may receive whatever information you desire, again, through channeling and through connecting with our energy. Some of you have the erroneous thought or the erroneous conjecture that you are being kept in the dark. No one can keep you in the dark. You are a being of light, after all. And you have the ability built into your body, built into your DNA, to receive messages from anywhere and to filter those messages. And you have the free will and sovereignty to accept or reject those messages. Each and every being does. Much of this planet is more worried about persuading other people outside of themselves than really checking what they bring in to themselves. Is if each and every being on this planet were more concerned about the way that they received information, about the way that they used their discernment, instead of persuading other people based on emotion, then most people would align with Source and align with the message that would assist them in whatever their intention is for their experience on this planet. Some are very good at it, very talented at it, but the majority have yet to realize and understand how important it is to go within, to worry more about what's going on in your mind and your heart than about what's going on in the minds and hearts of those around you. Because again, it starts within and then shifts to the collective. As each and every person on this planet becomes more concerned about their particular role, their particular upgrades, shall we say, the shift will become much more transparent, much more rapid, and actually much more smooth. We bring forth our last message now, and again remind you that this channel will publish another video of light language transmissions along with tones and sounds that we encourage you to listen to in addition to this particular transmission from us as Arcturian emissaries of the Galactic Federation. The last message which we bring is to invite you to find your place. Find your place, your space, where it's easier for you to receive messages. It might be at the top of a mountain. It might be in a place in your home. It might be a separate area that you can delineate as a place to receive messages. This is partially to train your brain that when you are in a certain spot, the transmissions can come more easily. This is not to say that certain places are quote unquote more holy than other places, where we know that in your religious beliefs, some of you think that some places are unholy, other places are holy. Our messages can come to you wherever you would like, but some places are more conducive simply because you've set the intention to make them conducive. So find your place and we will bring the messages. This transmission is complete and we wish you farewell.